Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Make sure you smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And today's video is definitely going to be something that I think I've talked about on the channel before. I did a video before the election, but I think it's important that I do another video on the same topic, knowing what we know now, because there's a resurgence of grifting in the right. And I'm not necessarily saying that everybody is a grifter that is involved in this, that fits this description. But I will say that either way, by proxy, it is a grift, whether the people involved know it or whether the people involved don't know it. And some people might get upset, but I am going to say what I'm going to say in this video, because a lot of these so-called rising star candidates you see and hear about in 2022 and what we saw in 2020 are just going to take your money and lose, and we're going to get screwed as a result. If you want to take the House back with authentic conservative candidates, you have to donate to authentic conservative candidates in competitive districts, maybe a D+5 to a D+10. In rare instances, if you find a candidate who is an absolute star who probably may have a shot, but this does not fit the bill. If you look at Kim Klacik and you look at 2020, because a lot of people, they gave her a slot at the RNC, and they said she's going to, change everything in Baltimore, move the needle. She got 28%. The guy who ran in 2014 did not have the funding. He almost got the same margin. So millions of dollars, almost $10 million, got donated to Klacik. Down the drain completely. Didn't move the needle in the district whatsoever. She only got 2% to 3% more than what she got in the 2020 special election. And all of that money to people in districts challenging high-profile Democrats down the drain. You're not going to beat Pelosi. You're not going to beat AOC in a general. You're not going to beat Ilhan Omar. You're not going to beat Elijah Cummings, who was the original person that Klacik was running against. He eventually passed away. But you're not going to beat these high-profile Democrats, Maxine Waters, Karen Bass, all this money gone to Joe Collins and these other candidates who try to pride themselves as being future stars in the party. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of these challengers to these high-profile Democrats are minorities, and a lot of boomers think that just because they're minorities, they're going to change everything because of outreach, and that's not true. If you run minority candidates and you're on the right, or women candidates and you're on the right, you're not going to move the needle. Maybe with Hispanic voters who can speak Spanish in places like in South Texas, okay, maybe then they'd have like another key of outreach, because a lot of people don't speak English and don't always get reached out to. But in terms of the left and identity politics, they're the people that care about it. Nobody on the right cares about identity politics when they go to vote, unless they are boomers in a GOP primary, and those people would be voting Republican anyways. And Kim Klacik was a staunch supporter of Donald Trump. You're not going to win in a D+30, D+40, D+50 district if you're a staunch supporter of Trump. A rhino candidate in a low turnout special election maybe could win a district against a really scandal-plagued Democrat, like we saw with Joseph Cow in 2008 in Louisiana. But eventually, Joseph Cow got decked in a red wave in 2010 by like 25 points by Cedric Richmond. So it's not going to happen. And he was endorsed by the media. He was supported by everybody. They were rallying around this guy because the other guy had a lot of scandals. And Joseph Cow actually was really, really moderate. He was a rhino. He actually voted for the first rendition of Obamacare. He was the only Republican to do so. That's how they were able to win a district that's deep blue. You're not going to win it with these MAGA Inc. grifters. Kim Klacik is endorsing this guy, and again, she's a community organizer, but she's spending her time on these candidates in districts they can't win. District 7, okay, Arizona. Now, you easily could go for a candidate in a district like, I believe the 1st district, which is Tom O'Halloran's district, I believe. I believe he has a challenger who, by the way, is a minority individual. But instead, they're spending it on trying to defeat Ruben Gallego in a district that voted for Biden by almost 50 points. It voted for the House Republican, just 23% went for the House Republican. If this guy breaks 30, I will eat a shoe if he gets 30, 35%. It's not going to happen. It's not. the money wasted to these candidates, and I know Democrats have done it too in South Carolina Senate race and Kansas, and they're probably going to do the same thing in Florida trying to defeat DeSantis. I don't care. I call out both sides equally because the establishments are grifting. That's exactly what they do. And it's not authentic whatsoever. Honestly, if Kim Klacik wanted to win, and she'd probably run as a Democrat, be more likely to win running as like a Democrat, doing what Ruben Diaz Sr., I think, did up in New York. He almost won his primary. Eventually, he was actually slated to win it, and then in the coming weeks, all the media press kind of ganged up on him, and he wasn't able to win. But as you could see, you're not going to win. Strategy is just not there. But boomers get fooled, and they spend millions of dollars at these candidates. It doesn't work that way. Even if you do want to go the route of playing identity politics, which I don't support, by the way, there are minority candidates in swing districts and women candidates in swing districts, by the way. People seem to forget about that. But like I said, millions spent in deep blue districts. Klacik got $5 million. I believe Joe Collins got millions. The guy challenging Ilhan Omar got, I think, $5 or $6 million. And this money could have been used. Money talks, especially in House elections, more than anything. And when you look at this House map here, Republicans outperformed all expectations, including my expectations. It's funny, I get the reputation for like overestimating Republicans, but I underestimated them by like 6, 7 seats in the House, but that's beside the point. Okay, look at this. Illinois 14th, close. Michigan's 11th. Minnesota's 2nd. You look at the seats that were decided within 2 points. New Jersey's 7th. That's a 4th one. Virginia 7th, a 5th. 5 seats. 5 of them. You could have flipped all those seats probably with just Klasik's money, because you have a lot of candidates that were underfunded. The guy in Wisconsin's 3rd was underfunded, and he overperformed all expectations. Same thing with the guy in Michigan's 11th district. He outperformed a lot of the expectations that people had for him. He actually did better than the challenger to Slotkin, who also could have used the money because he didn't have the highest name recognition. He only lost by 15,000 votes. That money talks. If you're going to be throwing your money away at people that can't win, whether it's a guy running in the California governor's election who is pro-Trump or somebody challenging a high-profile Democrat that's pro-Trump, you don't do that. You're wasting your resources. It's the equivalent of Democrats piping up a guy who lives in Nebraska's 3rd district, only to see them get 20% of the vote instead of 17% with all the money that they're throwing at him. Or Mitch McConnell's challenger. Yeah, how did Amy McGrath go with that $100 million she threw down the drain? Let's not be like the left. Let's be better than the left. But even when you have that, even when you are better, even when you do understand strategy and have a basic understanding of electoral politics and how it works, in terms of actual conservatives, the establishment is doing this on purpose. They're promoting Kim Klacik on purpose. Ronna McDaniel in the RNC, that's what they did. And in fact, they did the same. They're doing the same thing in Illinois 16th. You have a very Republican district, again. It voted heavily for Adam Kinzinger. It's not going to flip in a general election. You have an authentic conservative challenger to Adam Kinzinger named Jack Lombardi, who is pretty epic and based on all of the issues, yet the MAGA Inc. grifters in the RNC decide to endorse this new candidate who doesn't even live in the district, lives in Illinois' 14th, lost a primary pretty badly, I think came in 3rd place, and now wants to carpetbag. And by the way, Catalina Lauf is her name, and she was at the RNC as well. By the way, she got a speaking ad at the RNC. And what is she doing on Twitter? What is she doing? Shilling for legal immigration, mass immigration. How nice is that, really? Oh, wow. You look at the election results out of Arizona this cycle. It's not helping us too much. Obviously, we are doing better with Hispanic voters, but still, when you have 1 million people coming in every year, the assimilation rate is going to decrease significantly. And you are going to see a lot more people voting Democrat coming into this country by the numbers. But instead, we're a nation of legal. No, we're not. I'm sick of we're a nation of immigrants. No, okay, we're a nation of settlers, pioneers, revolutionaries, but not like the left-wing kind, like actual people who, started a revolution, founded the country against the British. And again, she reduces our culture to food, says, oh, I had black beans for breakfast. That must trigger you because you want to lower immigration. So they fight with authentic conservatives about this because they called her out, because the first word in her bio before she was called out on it was Latina, okay? Identity politics. It is not welcome, and it should not be welcome on the right in this country. If we have to defend our nation, what identity politics do you want to play? Ethnic identity politics and gender identity politics the same way the left does? Or do you want to play American identity politics on the world stage and actually fight for America first and stand up for the working men and women of this country like Jack Lombardi does? He doesn't take big PAC money. Catalina Lauf is getting funded by the RNC. She's getting propped up by Ronna McDaniel. And they get her this brilliantly produced ad, probably from Benny Johnson. And it's like, again, when they even try to pick their battles in the Republican districts, it's a grift. And Lombardi's the better candidate by far on all the issues. He wants like a moratorium when it comes to the immigration issue. He's based on the cultural issues. He understands that we're in a cultural decline. Catalina Lauf apparently, I don't believe, does. And she's just getting this money from these boomer simps. And by the way, when I criticize boomers, I'm not like talking about all boomers, but there's so many like, it's always the boomers that don't get it. And that's why I'm really here. I'm trying to educate people because we have some boomers here. We love the boomers, the 25%, 20 to 25% of the audience that's above the age of 45 or something like that. Even though I think the boomer share is probably more like 10%. But either way, because at one point I had more of a boomer mindset before I really woke up in like late 2019. So like I say, it's important for people to understand where their money's going and who's donating to these candidates, because mega donors, again, they have a lot of pull in Congress on a lot of things. And Jack Lombardi is somebody who doesn't take big PAC money. And these grifters running in D plus 30, D plus 40, D plus 50 districts, they're not going to help you. They're not going to save this country. I don't even think they have any convictions. Instead, they're just props for the RNC. Potentially, I don't even know. It could be controlled opposition at some point because they're just wasting money away. And like I said, maybe Kim Klacik is just genuine and honest and not a grifter. Either way, she's grifting by proxy. Because why? She has an ad that, called out BLM. Yeah, that's going to work out in a district that probably has like a 65, 70% approval of BLM. They're not going to say, oh, wow, this woman's talking about it. No, in fact, they're going to say that she's a race traitor probably. And it's sad that that is the way it is, but that is just the way it is. I don't make the rules, but I tell people how the system works. And I tell people to just focus on winnable districts, please. Just please focus on districts we can win. And that's all I have to say. And if we're going to do that, we'll take back the House. If we're going to donate money to Pelosi's district or AOC's district, doesn't matter. We're not going to win that way. There's no way we're going to win because we have seats to flip in Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Arizona, even Texas. Like, if we're going to go for a long shot, why not go for like Texas's 15th? Or even like one of these districts down here that have trended to the right, like capitalize on an electoral trend, or go for Maine's 2nd district. If we're going to throw our money behind a star candidate, why not do it a star candidate that can actually win? Or Nevada, there's a few districts in Nevada, the white whale. I think we may be able to change it this time, but we're going to have to see. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. Links are all in the description below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.